Good afternoon. Hope you're all having a good Friday into the work week, or the essentials workers week, I guess you could call it. Hope everyone out there that has to work is staying safe and staying healthy. But anyway, today is the day that we're going to open up the final 9 packs of the 1991 Traks box that I recently purchased on eBay. I'm sorry, I'm just doing a little house cleaning here. There we go. I should have done that before we started recording, but oh well, it is what it is. So anyway, we are looking for this card right here, the 1991 Traks Jeff Gordon rookie card. So we'll go ahead and get started with the final 9 packs. And we'll kind of go through these rather quickly. As you guys know, this is the second box we've opened on the channel, so you've seen pretty much all of these cards already. Some of these. This one, when I built the set originally back in the early 90s, I was buying 2 packs at a time at my local grocer, so it was really difficult to put the set together, and this was one of the last cards and one of the hardest ones for me to pull back then. DK Ulrich. DK, of course, was an owner, and he is the uncle, or either the uncle or the stepfather of Skeet Ulrich, the actor. So I know he has some ties there. There we have Dale Earnhardt, card 3. There you see and if you go back, again, we'll look at the owner. They have the calculator icon. The driver has the steering wheel icon. Crewmen usually have the wrench. Radio and TV people have microphones. There we have Ricky Rudd. And there you go. This is the 4th one we have pulled out of this box. That's really awesome. Centering looks to be fairly decent, probably 55-45. Corners are sharp. There's a little printing imperfection on that upper right-hand corner, but we'll get that one sleeved up shortly. This is a pretty star-studded box there. You had Rusty and Ricky and Dale and Jeff all in the same pack. I said box, but I meant pack. We have Jimmy Johnson and Rick Hendrick. We've talked about that one. 1990 Busch Series champion Chuck Bown. Steve Lloyd, who was crew chief for Terry Labonte at this time. Clyde McLeod. Can't remember what team Clyde was working on. One of the Busch Series teams, C.C. Welliver. Okay, so that would have been the 34 team of Todd Bodine. Cale Yarbrough, who ran many drivers in his car during the 1991 season. There's Kyle Petty, who broke his leg during 1991. Doug Reichert, who was a crew chief for many years on several different teams here. He was a tire changer for Darrell Waltrip's team. I believe Jeff Hammond was crew chief on the 17 car at that time. And Patriotic Statement. Of course, many of you know we were involved in the Gulf War at that time, or one of the Gulf Wars. This one was Operation Desert Storm. And there, in the Daytona 500 in 1991, 5 cars didn't have sponsorships. So Winston, the sanctioning body sponsor, pooled up some money, had those guys paint their cars up in the colors of each of those selected branches of the military. I do have a die-cast set somewhere, a 5-car die-cast set I'll have to show you guys sometime, that has those 5 cars. We have Bill Broderick, and the 92 Max set has a picture of all 5. I can't remember. Here we have Dale Earnhardt again, card number 3. So maybe we'll get another Jeff Gordon rookie card. Hey, I'm liking the odds here. I'm liking the way this pack's laid out. And there it is. Back-to-back packs. Jeff Gordon rookie card. We'll take it. So that makes 5 for this box. That's really good. 5 Jeff Gordon rookie cards in this box. I think the last box I bought, I only pulled 1, which is the one you see sitting back over there in the corner. So I'm liking this box right now. There's Papa Joe Hendrick. Papa Joe is Rick Hendrick's father, and Papa Joe was the owner of the 25 car that Ken Schrader drove. Here he's listed as the owner for many years of the 25 car. Here we have the Jimmy Johnson Rick Hendrick card again. Chuck Bown. Looks like they have a few different ones in this pack. You have Sabatis, Petty, and Gary Nelson. Of course, Gary Nelson would later become the lead inspector for NASCAR for many, many years. There you see Kyle Petty again, Doug Reichert, and the Mellow Yellow Transporter. And of course, we've showed you on the other videos that the Transporter cards are actually the checklist cards. Go to pack number 3. 6 more packs after this one. You see a transporter pack there on the back, or transporter card on the back of this pack. We have Jimmy Means. Jimmy is currently an owner in the Xfinity Series. J.J. Yaley drove the first few races before the season was suspended. Jimmy was a popular independent driver in his day, and here you see behind him when he had his Alka-Seltzer was the sponsor on his car during the 1991 season. We have Mark Guerra with MRN. We have Jimmy Cox, who was the stop-and-go man at the end of pit road for many years. John Kernan, who worked for ESPN. Jeff Hensley, who I believe is the son of Hubert Hensley, who owned the 63 team in the Busch Series. Jeff is currently still a crew chief in the Truck Series, I believe for Grant Enfinger in the 98 truck. Tommy Allison, I believe that was Davy's cousin. There's Hubert Hensley. We have the Sabatis Nelson Petty card again. Joe Moore with MRN. Rusty Wallace. That's not the primary card. That's number 179. I thought it was number 2. We had Clyde McLeod earlier. Teresa Earnhardt, who was technically the owner of DEI. Dale Earnhardt, Mellow Yellow Transporter, and the Sunoco Transporter, which you've seen on the back of the pack. So we'll keep going here. Looks like another Sunoco Transporter. So this box was not sorted very well in terms of variation, but I'm happy with the variety that we did get. Looks like this is very, very much the same pack that we just had. So we'll have a Teresa Earnhardt, a Dale Earnhardt, a Mellow Yellow, and the Sunoco. So nothing didn't really surprise me. It looks like our third pack in a row is going to be identical. Excuse me. So yeah, let's see, Mark Garrow. We'll have, yep, it looks like the exact same thing, 3 packs in a row. Well, I think we had that in our first video. Where we pulled several Jeff Hammond cards out of several different packs. There's another Teresa Earnhardt, another Dale Earnhardt, card number 190. And then that's that. So we have 4 more packs to go. Don't know what the variation is going to be in this. And this one's, well, I didn't open it from the same end, so maybe we got a little bit different. There's the Trop Arctic Cale Yarborough Motorsports Transporter. Always love this image of the Goodwrench Transporter. And if you notice, a lot of the teams back then were just starting to put sponsor logos on the roofs of the transporters. Why is that significant, do you ask? Well, during the race, when you have aerial shots from, at the time, the blimp or a helicopter or whatever, those sponsor logos would pop because there was no other sponsor logos around. But also now with Google satellite imagery, occasionally you'll see the haulers at the track, if you look at the satellite imagery, and what do you see? You see the sponsor logos, and that's what they're wanting to do. They're selling you their product, of course. Looks like we had a Richard Petty card a little bit ago, Tim Brewer. Not sure what Tim's up to these days. A few years ago, he was with the NBC group, helping them with their broadcast. Second Richard Petty card of this pack, we got Glenn Wood. Waddell Wilson, Hall of Famer. Doug Williams, I'm sorry, he was the crew chief on the 66 car. Morgan Shepherd's old Busch Series car. Morgan ran in that series. He still does, but number 89 now. The Xfinity Series now. There's Linwood and Lou LaRosa. So we've got 3 more packs. I wouldn't mind pulling a couple of more Jeff Gordon rookie cards. So we have the Trop Arctic Transporter. It looks like it's going to be very similar to the last pack. Transporter, Patriotic Statement, the King. Okay, now this is where it gets a little different in this pack. We have Bobby Hillin. Of course, Bobby drove for the Moroso team in '91 for the first handful of races. He drove for Jimmy Means' team at Sears Point in Dover. Then after Kyle Petty was hurt at Talladega, Bobby took over in June and drove for that team till August, and Kyle came back at the Southern 500 and finished off the season. Ken Wilson, who was Michael Waltrip's crew chief. Jimmy Spencer, of course we talked about Jimmy getting his first top 5 of his Cup career in that car. David Green, who would later become the '94 Busch Series championship. Red Farmer, longtime racer, still races to this day occasionally. And Winston Kelly of MRN. So we have 2 more packs to go here. These are opening fairly easy, and I know it wasn't tampered with, just these packs just weren't sealed that great. So we have a hauler, hauler, hauler. So if anybody wants some hauler cards, hit me up. I've got your lineup here of hauler cards. There's Mike Collier, pilot for Dale Earnhardt. Papa Joe again. Bob Bilby, Bobby Allison Motorsports. Richard Petty, card 43. Always like that card. Cale Yarborough, 83 Cup Series career wins. Dave Marcus, he's only got 5 career Cup Series wins, last in Richmond in 1982. Bob Tomlinson, who was crew chief at the time for Cale Yarborough Motorsports. Another Jimmy Spencer. Then we have Phil Marr Racing. Philbert Martacci was the owner of that car. And Rusty Wallace. So we're down to our last pack of 1991 Traks out of this box I recently purchased. So let's see who we got. We've got another Trop Arctic Transporter. I think that's about a half a dozen of those just in this round. So we got the Goodwrench Transporter, the Motorcraft Transporter. Looks like the first handful of cards are going to be the same. Then when they get upside down, Mike Wallace when he was driving for Highline Racing back in 1991. Jack Steele, former NASCAR official. Looks like we got Robert Yates, Hall of Famer. Robert sadly passed away a couple of years ago. Dale Inman. Dale's still part of the Richard Petty Motorsports team. Got to meet him in Indianapolis last year. Very nice man. Cale Yarborough again. David Smith, former crewman and crew chief for Dale Earnhardt in the Cup Series. We have Jimmy Spencer. Cecil Gordon, former shop foreman at RCR. Steve Neal, former crew chief for Mark Martin. And the last card of this box is John Irvin, who was crew chief for Dale Jarrett in the Busch Series back when he ran the 32 car. So that wraps up this box of 1991 Traks. So I got the one card that has the printing issue on it over on the other table. Got these 2 that were pulled out of one video, and got these 2 here. So we pulled 5 Jeff Gordon rookie cards out of one box. I really like that. That's really, really nice. That's really awesome. But also wanted to give a shout out to Rick Houston and Steve Wade of Scene Vault Podcast. I told you I'd give you guys these 2 cards, which I will. But I did go through my collection of all my other cards, and I do have these other Steve Wade cards that I'm going to send to you guys, so that way you can send them out to your Patreon supporters on your channel. And you guys had mentioned, you was talking about, and I'm going to send you guys this card here, both one each, just so you guys can throw that in your own personal collection. I know Tom was a friend of both you guys and meant a lot to the industry down there in the Charlotte area. So Rick, if you can contact me and let me know where you want me to send these cards to, and I'll have them off to you as soon as I can. But once again, I want to thank all you guys for watching. I've got a mail day video coming up. I got do another Danny and Gray's video here in a few days. Shout out to them. Their channel continues to grow. Really like them, and you guys need to go check out their channel sometime. Trying to get some more ideas of different things that I can do here on the channel. I'm going to be out and about a little bit today. Maybe I might pick up a couple more repack boxes from Walgreens. Maybe Walmart or Meijer might have something that looks interesting that I can throw on here. Excuse me. We're up to 67 subscribers now, so we keep inching our way to that 100 sub mark, and I know I say it all the time, but when we get there, we're going to do a giveaway. Either the 98 VIP Tony Stewart, the 1989 Donruss Ken Griffey Jr., or the 2016 Topps Heritage Braun Strowman. So one of those 3 rookie cards will be making its way to a new home once we get to 100 subs and we have our giveaway. So I appreciate you guys all watching the channel. Hit that like video, hit that subscribe video, keep those comments coming. I really appreciate it. I'll try to answer all the comments, and I appreciate the feedback because I'm doing this for you guys. I enjoy doing it, but I want a little bit of feedback too, what you guys want to see. And I'll try to, I'm probably never going to really incorporate any music or graphics into the video. I just want to keep it straight up simple and as real as I can, because I think that makes it more personable to you guys, because you feel more comfortable, I think, reaching out and making comments and so forth. But once again, thanks again for watching. Have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend, and if you're having to work again, stay safe out there, and just stay healthy, stay safe. So take care.